Esters, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm excited to share with you that my Goodwill is reopened, the renovations are done, and I was able to go in and check it out. I did wait a few days before I went in because I'm not a crowd person, but I wanted to share with you the new handpick section today. It was kind of interesting to me, so I thought I would just kind of review it, and that is what this video is going to be about. So I'm going to go ahead and take you along and show you some footage, and I'll meet you back here and kind of talk about it a little bit more. So for whatever reason, I headed over to the handpick selection first when I went into the grand reopening of the Goodwill. I knew it was going to be overpriced, but I was just curious and wanted to check it out. So that's where I headed first. It was away from the crowd. Everyone was over in the home goods area. So this couch here is the new sitting area they put in. It's not for sale. There's a not for sale sign on it. I am kind of a germaphobe. I saw the pillows and I was like, I just can't imagine all the people that are going to sit on that, and especially this cold and flu season. So that kind of, I don't know, it kind of grosses me out. I don't think they can easily clean that. They used to have a metal bench, and I feel like, I don't know if they did clean it, but it was obviously much easier to clean. They had this little sitting area. They put some books down. These were priced at $15 a piece for these vintage ones here, which, you know, is a little crazy. I guess that one was $13. They did have an album of Chicago here as well, marked at $25. It seems that the cheapest price you're going to get in this section is going to definitely be at least a $10 bill. So I don't know that too many people are going to want to be going to a thrift store paying these prices. They had this Yankees Baseball. At first, I thought it was just the baseball. When I saw the $8 price, I was like, what? And then I did notice there was a clock on it. They had $8 on it, like I said. This is listed on eBay, and a recent sold for $18.99 free shipping, but the sold also included the base that went with it, so $8 for an incomplete item seems a little pricey. They were asking $60 for this dishware set. I noticed they had a few dishware sets in this section. It looks very beautiful the way that they have it displayed. But again, I don't know if that so many people are going to be paying that higher price for dishware sets at the thrift store. Now this here is a vintage set of gold leaf frosted Libby glasses. I only saw one price tag on it. It didn't say set, but I assumed it was for the set, $15. And that actually is a nice deal. You get quite a few there. I could have easily picked those up to resell and could have made an okay profit on them. They had a lot of glasses in the set, and that was definitely a nice price, definitely very reasonable. Getting back to the dishware, one thing I do like about this section is they don't have the dishes all taped together. That often will ruin the dishes. Sometimes you can soak it in warm water and get it off so it doesn't peel off the gold overlay, but a lot of times stickers will damage the dishes, so that is a nice feature over here. This is my favorite dishware set I saw. This is a vintage Anchor Hawking Suburbia Vienna lace set, and they had the price tag of $100 on the complete set. That does kind of look like a sticker shock thing to you at first, right? But I still think even at the $100 price, you could, as a reseller, make some money off of it. But the thing about dishes is you have to invest all this money, and you don't know how long it's going to take for you to be able to resell it. A lot of times with dishes, people aren't going to buy a full set. You're not going to list it as a full set. It's super heavy to ship that way. So you're going to be listing them in sets of 2 or 4, and people are going to buy them in different pieces. They just want replacement pieces. So to spend $100 on a full set at a thrift store, I would feel more comfortable at $50 on that set. I think I would have bit the bullet and got it. $100 is just a little bit too much to invest up front when you don't even know if they're going to sell it all. It might even take a year for them to sell. So you just kind of have to think about those things. This Cinderella plate is from 1988. It has sold recently on eBay for $2, and I've seen some sell up to $13 to maybe $14, but that's included shipping. So I think $15 was a little high on that. This Fire King mug at $15 blew my mind. I could not believe for one single mug in a common color, they had $15 on it. That was insane. They only had $6 on this Peter Rabbit plate, and they sell for about 16 bucks. So there's money. You can make a little bit off of it, about 10 bucks. So that was okay priced. They had $40 on this leather jacket. The other jackets seemed to be about the same price. I don't really pick up clothing to resell, but I was just curious, you know, you have to look. They had $20 on this jacket there. They usually sell the jackets, I think, for like $6. This had a snag in the sleeve, and that really caught my attention, and they still wanted $15 for it. I was like, what the snag, really? They wanted $50 for this. It's a Jessica Simpson lightweight jacket. It is suede, I think. I'm not sure exactly what Jessica Simpson items go for, but $50 seemed a little crazy for what the piece looked like to me. I'm not sure if they're basing it off of comps online or because the original tag that's on it said $79. I know a lot of stores will mark things up on their new tags because they know they're going to have these deep discounted sales. Kohl's does it often where they'll do 40% off and they have like, you know, $89 shirt, but it's 40% off always pretty much. So I don't know if that's what they were basing it off. Yeah, see, there's a $40 tag on this Kohl's shirt and they have 15. So at least the 15 to 40 ratio, that's a little bit better, I guess. But on the bottom, they had some purses, and after seeing all the other prices, I was a little nervous to check these out. This is a Coach purse. I like the green to it. I'm not really sure how to authenticate if it's real or not. They did have a pen mark on the back I saw, and it has this kind of chain strap, which I think would be kind of uncomfortable. I don't think I'd like to carry that. But they had a $50 price tag on it, and that very well could be an okay price. It's probably retail would be my guess, though. You'll have to let me know in the comments below what you thought of this new handpick section at Goodwill and if your local Goodwill has something similar to this. This is the first time I've ever seen one quite so large. I have gone to a few other Goodwills where they had started to put handpicked tags on items, but it was just sitting on a little tiny shelf by the cash register. So I wasn't quite expecting, this large of a section. They took such a big chunk of the store. I feel like my store has a lot less items in there. Also up by the register, they took a similar area out that used to have stuff in it. So there's definitely less inventory in the store, which is kind of unfortunate. I don't like change. I preferred the Goodwill the way it was before, but I will get used to it eventually here and probably grow to love it once again. Now, talking prices, I feel like a lot of them were overpriced, obviously. They're taking donated items and selecting what they think is the best, putting high prices on it and putting it over in this section. I don't know if they're going to be able to make money this way. I don't know if people are willing to pay those prices at a thrift store. Usually when you go to the thrift store, you're looking for a deal. I also feel like these same items, you could go to an antique mall where you would kind of expect to pay higher prices, but you still wouldn't pay what Goodwill is asking. As I mentioned in my video, I was trying to do some comparisons on eBay as I was, showing you the items, and some of the prices they were fair on, some they were definitely overpriced, and some they were right on the money with what they would go for on eBay. But eBay is definitely open to a broader market, and therefore at the Goodwill, they're really gonna have to sit on these items and wait for the right buyer. So we will see how it works out for them. I'm not mad at it. It was kind of fun to look through the items to see what they thought was worth, a certain amount. Now, a lot of the items in the handpick section were not things that I would have picked up, picking myself anyways. So it wasn't that big of a deal. I did really like the Anchor Hawking set, and the mug, the Fire King mug, I would have picked up for $2 to $4, but definitely not paying $15 for that. Overall, I feel like they're going to have to really wait for that perfect buyer for this section. They took up a lot of space in the store to make this. On the other side of the store, they also put in this manager's place where they had it out back before. So that also takes up a space where inventory was. So there's two big sections of inventory that is gone basically, and everything else is kind of just crammed in there. I still want to, give the store a chance. I don't like change, and I definitely prefer my old Goodwill the way it was, but I'm sure I'll get used to it and grow to love it again. I was able to do some shopping after I looked at the handpick section, and I did buy things there. Obviously didn't buy anything in the handpick section. It was just too expensive for me. I just didn't see the value in what they were asking for. So if you guys want to see what the new Goodwill looks like, I'll have at least 2 or 3 thrift along with me's coming up in the next series here because obviously it's a new store. There was a lot to look through. So I hope you guys enjoyed my review of the new handpick section at Goodwill and look forward to seeing you guys in my next Thrift Along with Maze. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.